Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests. Today's theme, and even Kelly's speech, really ties well into my next speech. Growing up, as Turtle mentioned, Indigenous Peoples Day was maybe in the 90s. When I was growing up, October 12th, or the second Monday in October, was called Columbus Day. And for me, in elementary school, my birthday fell on Columbus Day, and I thought my birthday was a holiday. Well, I wasn't shattered in the fact that my birthday wasn't actually a holiday when I found out it was really just because it landed on a Monday. But there's one thing that I have in common with birthdays and holidays, same as Kelly, is that there are moments that anchor you, and these holidays and these birthdays, they really help to keep these memories and help resonate the stories that live throughout your life. So today I'm choosing two birthday stories to share with you that kind of define how I leveled up in this game of life. The first is how a gift can shape your life. I'm going to take us back to when I turned 5. I might have had feathered hair there. I'm not really sure. I was only 5, but I do remember I had this beautiful red dress. I had this weird shaped bunny cake, and we had all the neighbors, friends, family. It was a big birthday. But my favorite part was the gift that I got. It was a Nintendo. That was the day my love for video games was born. Now, since the early 80s, a lot of adults have said, oh, kids spend too much time inside, glued to a screen. They should be outside playing. I'm here to advocate that there are so many skills that you can gain from gaming. The first one, how many people actually had a Nintendo? Do you remember the cartridge and blowing in it because it didn't always recognize every time you put it in that console? I'd say we all learned patience whenever we were playing that game. But as the games evolved, there were more skills that we learned, and today I'm going to talk to you about how they tie into my Clifton strengths. So let's talk about being analytical and strategic. You ever play Zelda? You walk around and you're like, what am I supposed to do? You talk to different characters. Sometimes they tell you something relevant. Sometimes they're just saying hi. Well, these games like that, they taught you to figure out what's the relevant information to figure out the best path forward. These are things that I use at work still today. Some other things that you learn is when we moved from consoles to online gaming, we had to work with people. We had to learn how to play as teams. They had different MMORPGs, so these online role-playing games where you had a character that could smash somebody and you had a character that could run really fast. And they had to learn how to work as a team to defeat the boss. So I think that I have wonderful teamwork and collaboration skills because of all the video game I did in college. So if anybody says that video gaming is a waste of time, I'll tell you, forget what people say and do what you love. The second story that I would like to share with you is how a certain experience can shape your life. Maybe you learn not to jump off the fold-away beds, but in my case, I learned some driving tips that I had no idea I needed. In my early 20s, I had this amazing boss who actually introduced me to Toastmasters. But the great thing was that she was my first corporate boss, and she let me go home early on my birthday. It was a Friday. And again, I had plans for the weekend. My idea was to drive from Orange County all the way to Palm Springs. Anybody knows that drive on the 91, it could be 2 hours, it could be 4 hours. It depends on the traffic. So I was excited when I got let go 4 hours early. Maybe it would be a 2-hour drive instead of a 4-hour drive. But the thing is, I was planning on going home later in the evening, and it kind of changed what I planned to do for that day, in that I was going to get gas on my way out of town, and because I got let go early, there was less traffic, I decided to get gas on my way back home, which put the gas station on the left-hand side. So when I took my driver's training, I remember there's the double yellow line, right? That just means that there's traffic going opposite way. I don't remember anything about a double yellow line. Double yellow line. I haven't even seen those in Washington, but if you imagine, it's those concrete barriers that you definitely don't drive over, right? Well, in Southern California, they don't do those concrete barriers. They do the double yellow line. And I chose to make that quick left turn into the driveway of the gas station. And when I got out of that car, I saw these blinking lights behind me. I was like, what is going on? Why is there a cop there? Turns out that that is illegal to cross the double yellow line. So while he was looking at my license and he took the time to say happy birthday, he said, you could go ahead and pump your gas while I write your ticket. And while he was writing my ticket, 2 or 3 other people crossed that double yellow line. And I'm like, if only I had taken a negotiation class prior to getting that ticket, maybe I could have got him to give that guy a ticket, somebody else besides me. It was my birthday after all. But what I learned from there is building traditions. So now I have this tradition that I actually don't drive on my birthday. And you know what? Instead of waiting for my boss to give me a half day off, I don't even go to work on my birthday anymore. It is a holiday, whether or not it's federally recognized or not. These were just a couple of stories that I shared, and I hope that you can take away from today that each birthday is not about getting older. It's about collecting those stories. It's about collecting those skills, maybe a few traditions, hopefully not parking tickets, and it's about leveling up.